Hey there, friend. So happy that you found my channel in this video. You were searching for how you can get into your feminine energy, and I have the video for you. I'm going to offer you 10 ways to get into your feminine energy, and I'm going to have a little expression, a little description, a little flavor for each one. We're going to talk them through. So some of them will resonate with you, some of them won't. Before I get into the content, little housekeeping. I am Lisa, the love coach. I have a website and a company called lovequestcoaching.com. There's a link in the description. You can go there and get your free love life assessment. If you are struggling in relationships, struggling to meet the kind of people that you want to meet, there's a good reason for this. And I help you get to the bottom of the bottom, right? We're going to investigate why you struggle in love so that you could make the necessary changes, healing, updates, mindset shifts, things that you don't know, when you know. So that's what I help people to do, to get that clarity so that they could address the things that are holding them back from love. So if you're into that kind of content, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification, and when this party gets started, you're going to know about it. So let's get into the content. Getting into your feminine energy is all about reconnecting with qualities of intuition, creativity, receptivity, nurturing, flow. It's less of a go, 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 do kind of energy and more of a softness, grace, depth of emotion, not so much hustle, more flow, more ease, more chill, more right? So if you are in relationships and you're fixing, giving too much, wishing that they were different, trying to get them and inspire them to change, this is all masculine energy. Anything in fixing, any solution to problem is fixing. That's all in that same category. Masculine turns men off, right? But the feminine woman, she can be receptive and intuitive to what's going on. She kind of hangs back and observes and then decides, is this for her or not? And if it is not for her, she moves along on her way. Very graceful, very direct, not all up in her feelings, not all hyper emotional, just steady and stoic. And if it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. So let's get into these things that you can do, right? So the first one is trusting your inner wisdom. How connected to you are you to your guidance, your inner guidance, your gut instinct? Are you disconnected? Do you hear that little voice inside? It's just being close to your intuition. It's being connected to your intuition. And so to connect to it, practice, little hack, go into your shower every day and just let the water hit you. And then just in your mind, ask yourself, Spirit, what do I need to know about today? What would you like to tell me about my day today? What would you like to warn me about? What would you want me to do? Is there anything particular that you want me to know about today? And just let the water flow upon you and see what answers come up. Your inner talk, your inner game, that is all intuition. And so a lot of women, they're so focused on the external that they don't know how to connect within. They don't know how to go inward and connect. And that's where they run into trouble because they're always trying to externally fix everything and do everything instead of just having inner guidance, lead them and literally guide them. Number 2, flow with emotions. Allow yourself to feel. So now women who are very much in their masculine, oftentimes they are disconnected from their own emotions. They feel a certain way, they can't name their feeling. Feminine energy is deeply emotional. It's important to allow yourself to feel whatever emotions arise without any judgment and any shade thrown on yourself. You're allowed to feel joyful, sadness. You're allowed to feel excited and fearful, whatever these feelings are. And what I do with my clients is I give them a nice little chart that shows the range of emotions so that they can start to relearn their emotional balance, where they are typically mostly emotionally, right? So we all have an emotional set point. And so when women are kind of out of sorts and they're in their masculine energy, they tend to be in a fearful emotional set point or an anxious emotional set point. So they're either run by fear, preventing chaos, or preventing crap from happening, or whatever. They're just very in that mitigating problems kind of action. And instead of just a ease and flow and faith of, okay, well, whatever happens, I'm sure that I'll be able to sort it out. The third one is engaging in creative expression. This is super important. Find ways to create, right? Whether it's journaling, writing, doing makeup, blowing out your hair, express yourself creatively, artistically. It could be even, getting some canvas and painting. Stress-free coloring books. Those coloring books, you can get them on Amazon.com. They have them, and you get crayons and you just create. Get into that habit. A lot of women who are trying to get into their feminine from their masculine energy, love crochet and knitting. It's like a repetitive motion, puts you in like a meditative state. So these are just some easy ways that you can quickly get into some creative expression. You could play, you could explore new ideas, things that just hit you right? Cultivate sensuality. This is number 4. Reconnect with your senses. That's what that means. To be sensual means to be connected to your senses. So here's a little exercise that many people have recommended. I'm sure you've heard of it, but if not, it's a good one. And what you do is you go through your 5 senses. It helps ground you. You ask yourself, what am I seeing? What do I smell? What do I hear? What do I taste? And what am I touching? And that automatically grounds you. It's a really good exercise for people who deal with, anxiety, and they're always thinking in the future, or they're always thinking in the past, they're depressed. Again, masculine energy of that, fight or flight, gotta survive, gotta sort out problems, gotta go, gotta hustle, gotta make these things happen. And while there is a time for that, right? There's a time for working and being productive and being in action. It's always better to be working from a creative place of ease and flow, of fulfillment, of joy, so that when you are working, you're actually doing it from a sense of intuition, creativity, and flow, instead of railing against the thing that you need to do. See the difference? So the 5th one is very important, probably I would say the most important one on the list that women struggle with so much, especially now. Practice receiving. If you're the type of woman who lives on your own, doesn't really interact with many people on a day-to-day basis, especially men, it is very important that you start being mindful about how you are existing in the world. Are you receiving help and kindness from other people, especially men? So let's give you an example. If you go to the supermarket and you get all your groceries, you bring them to the checkout, and there's a little boy there, young teenager, whatever, bagging all your groceries for you, and you let him, and then you say thank you after, and then he says, would you like me to help you to your car with all of this? And you reflexively say, no, it's okay, I got it. It's literally like one word. No, it's okay, I got it. Stop that. Stop it. You need to step into an energy where men of all ages dote on you, show up for you, aim to please you. And in order for you to get more of that, you have to allow it. And you have to get good at receiving the kindness of gentlemen. You can even ask for help, right? That's level 2. Once you can get your mind ready and your heart open to receive the kindness of gentlemen, then you can even ask them for assistance. Doesn't make you weak. Doesn't make you any less independent, self-reliant. It doesn't, right? And your hyper independence is what's pushing away all the great masculine men and calling in the wimps and the boys in male bodies, grown adult bodies, but they're little boys. And if those are the types of men that you don't want in your life anymore, the change has to come from you. You have to step into your feminine energy. And there's a very good reason for why you are in a masculine energy. Maybe you are a single mom. Maybe you are all alone. Maybe you've never married. Maybe you've just so used to doing for yourself and being single for so long that you're very set in your ways and you're very masculine. Now, while that's amazing and wonderful that you can, you're self-reliant, you're doing your thing. I'm self-reliant too. Okay, I can do for myself. But just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. And just because you have to do it doesn't mean that you can't envision a life for yourself where you don't really have to do it. You have someone to take out the recyclables and the garbage. You have someone to fix some stuff around the house. You have someone to help you make beautiful meals for your family. You have someone who can take the lead, right? Take the lead. If you want to be led, you have to receive leadership. You can't challenge it. You can collaborate. You could offer recommendations, another way of thinking of things, but learn how to let a man lead. Number 6, embody your feminine power. This is what this is all about, right? Own your sensuality and your sexuality. Feminine energy isn't about just being nurturing and soft. It's also including embracing your sexuality. Notice how I say sexuality, not promiscuity. There's a very insidious belief that's floating around out there, like programming for your mind, that's told women that it's empowering to just hook up with guys at random. It's not empowering. The true power lies in your ability to have self-discipline, self-control, and you gatekeep your own body. Oh, but Lisa, what if you just want to hook up with somebody? What if you just want the release of that? Well, there are other things you can do, right? I'm sure you know what they are. Treat yourself like a pristine gem, a rare gem. And you're not just going to give it away to anybody willingly, just because they give you a little bit of attention. Flow with life's rhythms. This is number 7. Let go of the need to control. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do with this video, and I hope you add it to watch later, add it to a video, because you're going to refer to it again. Another thing that you can do to help you to let go of control is to just allow life to unfold, right? There are certain things that you can control, and then there are certain things that you just can't control. For example, you cannot control other people. So if you go out on a date with someone and they say we had a great time and it was great and you had a good rapport, it seemed wonderful, and they say to you and look you in your face and say, it was great to meet you, this was fun, and I'll give you a call and we'll get together again, and then they don't, you can't control that. You have to learn how to be unbothered. You have to learn how to be in your feminine energy of flow, and that's when you will attract the kind of men who are asking you out before the first date even ends. Before the check hits the table. You'll be in a conversation and they will say, well, what are you doing this weekend? And they will insert themselves in your life. They will claim your time. And they'll do it appropriately, but they will show interest. Are you ready for that? Are you truly ready for that? Because a lot of women out there are like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want a man that's going to treat me like this. But they don't know how to become the kind of woman necessary to receive that kind of treatment. And that's what this video is intended to help you to do. So once again, you can head on over to lovequestcoaching.com, my website. You can get your free love life assessment because obviously you have your own situation, your own specific situation, right? And you want questions answered, right? So let's connect on that. The 8th one is embrace vulnerability. Very, very difficult for women in their masculine energy to be vulnerable. It's as if they automatically think they're going to be perceived as weak if they show any kind of vulnerability. When in actuality, showing vulnerability and communicating it in a certain way can actually get a lot from people. It could have people showing up for you in a very different way. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Feminine energy isn't about being behind a shield of toughness and perfectionism. It's about being open and about being self-deprecating in a way, like, hey, I'm going to try this thing and I'm just going to see how it goes. And I'm just going to try this thing for the sheer curiosity and creativity of trying this thing that I want to try, whatever that is. Right? Never once did I say, I want to master this. I want to make sure that I'm perfect at it. That's all masculine energy, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3, masculine, masculine, masculine. Feminine is about flow, right? So when you are trying to be too guarded, too, how is it going to work? All the mechanics of things, that's putting yourself into masculine energy. Number 9, cultivate compassion and nurturing. And this is a big one because it's very easy for people to be compassionate and nurturing to others, but they don't know how to do it for themselves. So nurture yourself. Learn how to nurture yourself. Learn how to give yourself all the things that you needed so much when you were a child and you didn't get from the adults around you. This is the core wound right here, right? This is what I help women to heal in themselves. The inner child work that I help people do, it is the most efficient, effective way to get into your feminine energy. Showing up for your wounded inner children, your wounded inner teenager, adolescent, etc., past versions of you from different decades of your life. When you learn the method that I teach, which has you going back one by one, each individual decade of your life, and sitting with those younger versions of yourself and promising them to care for them, validate them, give them what they need, and accept everything that they're telling you, everything that they're going to share with you, and they will share it. And this is the method that I teach. So if you're interested in that, head on over to lovequestcoaching.com. You can click the link in the description, and there's a link for the free Love Life assessment, as well as just getting on my calendar for all of those efficient alpha girls out there that just want to get to work. So I provide that as well. The final one is connecting to your body. That's number 10, connecting to your body. So a lot of women, they love their yoga, they love their Pilates, but they're looking at it more as something to do to get their body in shape, to get out of the way, just to like do for them, which is wonderful. However, you could be in your movements throughout your day much more mindful and slower. So if I'm going to give you an analogy of masculine and feminine energy, think of it as liquid. So masculine energy is like pouring water out of a faucet. Just flow, just. Whereas feminine energy is like honey. You know how like you pour honey into your tea? How slow it is? It's like super slow, and then like this little drop comes out, right? That's feminine energy. Just slow it all down. Slow down your gait, your walking, your just everything about feminine energy. If you can imagine an actress in a movie and she's super, super feminine, I love giving the example because it's perfect, is Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, the original 90s Pretty Woman movie. When she met Richard Gere and she was Hooker, she was masculine, very masculine, right? When she was then with the makeover and she leaves the store and she's in that dress and they're playing Pretty Woman and she has her shopping bags and she's walking down the street, and notice all eyes are on her. And for good reason, not like Hooker, all eyes were on her, but not in a good way. Right? Notice she was dressed elegantly. She was modest. She wasn't really showing anything. She was delicate, but yet strong at the same time, commanding presence as she walks down the street with her head high, posture, shoulders back, looking and making eye contact with people and smiling. No resting bitch face, no fidgeting. So these are all of the things that I work on with women, and I make it fun, and I definitely respect the ladies far too much to sugarcoat anything. right? So when you work with me, you are going to get clarity. You're going to get the truth because you deserve it, and you're going to get solutions. So when you see it, you know how to fix it. Can't fix them, right? But if you are not happy with the types of men that you are attracting, and you want to finally do something about it, and you're looking up stuff about masculine and feminine energy, and I want a man that's like this, so that means I have to be his counterpart, and I don't know how to be that, and I don't know what to do, let's get together. It's a simple conversation, and I know that I've been doing this since 2017, so I know that after a few minutes, 10 minutes of chatting, I can pretty much tell you exactly what's going on and why you are blocking yourself when it comes to love and getting the kind of love that you want and deserve. So that's it for me, Lisa the Love Coach. Please subscribe. Hit me with a little bell notification thing so that people can tell, when this video gets posted, you will know about it and you can continue to check out my content. Thanks so much for your time. I hope I served you well. Bye.